Welcome to What's the Deal with Sam? Starring Sam Lilly. Join Sam as he discusses a wide variety of topics.
Bangman.
Now let's start the show.
Thank you. Hey, what's the deal with MMORPGs? They're like regular RPGs with internet. I mean, let's look at these. A little ridiculous. Because like with MMORPGs, here's the thing. And it could kind of apply to any online game, but the thing is, an MMORPG sucks pretty much that you have to spend a lot of time with it because it's an RPG, and generally they take longer to do things like level up and collect things and really get your character to a place that you want to be. And I mean, that's all good and fine if you like RPGs, but the thing is, these games don't always stay up that long. I mean, they have to have online servers in order for you to play online, and some of these games, are still being, given to you like on a disc, and you get to play it online. Or some of them are more like, some of them are now just online games, or you just go to the site to play it, and some of them are free, but if you're lucky, and there's a lot of them that you have to pay for, monthly and stuff. And this sucks because, okay, let's say you got onto a site and you're playing this MMORPG and you're paying monthly for this shit. And then let's just say that the game, loses popularity. Let's say it goes under, for example. Then you're fucked. Okay, if this game doesn't make enough money, then it's gonna go under, and then all that stuff, money you spent on there is just wasted because you're gonna lose your character. Because once that is offline and they don't have money for the servers anymore, or they abandon the project, your character, all that time put into it, whether you were done or not, it's gone. So you might as well just spend all that money, or as probably less cumulatively, on an actual just standalone RPG. Maybe one that could go online, but one that can be played offline as well. Another thing is that a lot of these MMORPGs, and again, it for like any MMO really, is the kind of the appeal of an MMO in general, is being able to work with or against other human players. So when you're online, you want to have other people playing, but if something else really big comes along, or a new game of that even same series, or if they get so far away and too many people get pulled away from it, you're going to be left with a pretty barren server there, and you're going to be playing on, with barely anyone playing the same game as you, and that really limits, the interaction that you're going to get with other players. And then it turns into just a kind of more of a normal RPG at that point. And there's, of course, still that threat of, like, if people don't come back and they don't make enough money to keep it going, well, then you're just going to lose everything. And they also kind of suck, because, well, how do I put this? I guess it's just really annoying that you spend all this money and all this time on this game, and if it goes under, then you're fucked. Because, your character is gone, all that time you spent on the game is gone, whether you did it or not. And another thing that really sucks about it is that these games, if they do end up lasting a while, is that they can't just stay the same the entire time. They have to keep players interested. I mean, they have to continually get new things. Like, say you got it from the beginning. Well, they probably assume that once a bunch of people start actually beating everything there is to beat in the game and getting everything, they have to add in new things, new quests, new monsters, new items, new areas. They have to keep adding in things for you to keep enhancing yourself and keep playing the game. Maybe some things are wrong with it. They have to keep doing new patches. They have to keep doing like patches, the updates. They have to keep tweaking things, maybe giving you tutorials on how to use new things. They have to keep changing the game and changing stats, and everything gets kind of also altered. A lot of it can be kind of altered to fit the size of the servers and everything to alter to be like how many people are playing and how the game's being played with so many people. And then if a bunch of people leave, again, they have to readjust it for how many people are there and how everything is going to work. So that's a big pain to have to do that. It's a big stress, and that's another thing you have to consider. Do we want to readjust this entire game for its lower popularity now, or do we just abandon it and try something new? So then it really sucks for someone who's new at that point as well, because people who've been playing it, old players who have been there since the beginning are going to be able to keep up with stuff pretty easily. But new players aren't going to be able to do that. They're going to be coming in, there's eventually going to be, so many fucking things to do, it's going to be super overwhelming. And they're not really going to know anything. They can still learn it, and it's not too bad to learn it, supposedly, depending on the game, I guess. But then there's, you have to learn all that new stuff. And here's another thing about them is that pretty much if you're going to play an MMORPG of all kinds of MMOs, I think you want to have to spend, of course you want to have the money to spend on the subscription if you're getting it, but if you're going to be playing it, you might as well be playing it, this pretty much be the only game you're playing, because you're going to want to keep working on it as much as you can. And you're going to want to also have a lot of time to spend on this game, because if you don't, then you're going to miss out, for one thing, on the amount of money you're paying for it for your subscription. And again, then if you don't play it frequently enough, there's going to be so many new things that you'll actually never be able to completely finish the game. And that can be very aggravating as well. And that's just a typical thing that happens in certain RPGs. Not all RPGs do that, but there are a lot of RPGs that leave it open-ended so that you can actually max yourself out if you so desire. And the problem is that a lot of them don't have any reason to, because once you beat the game, there's nothing left to do. And then it kind of makes it less fun to keep going around and doing that, except to see how powerful you can actually become. And in an MMORPG, it makes it more sense because you can still play against other players in a lot of them, so that, it's continually enhancing yourself and trying out new strategies and new strengths and weaknesses, new spells, or whatever the hell the thing might be. Then it makes total sense to do that. But if no one's playing it, it goes under, if you can never even get to that point anyway, there's a lot of stuff that end up defeating the point. So, I guess, like I'm saying, is that basically, if you're going to be playing an MMORPG, you might as well just be playing an RPG that happens to be able to go online with a few features, is what I would say. Because a completely online RPG is not worth your time. It's not worth your money. It's going to be going under, and not necessarily will be going under soon, but pretty good chances that unless it's one of the big names that's been around for a long time, it probably won't stay around. And if those are on their way out, you don't want to do that either. So you really have to pay attention to what you're doing when it comes to stuff like this. Can be fun in small doses, but ultimately a much better bang for your buck, I would say, to just get an RPG that you can play over and over again. And if you want to, delete your character, and start a new file, you should be able to do that when you want to do it, not because the game, couldn't survive and now you can't play it anymore even though you want to. That sucks. So, what's the deal with MMORPGs? They're like regular RPGs with great internet.
What's the deal with Sam? What's the deal with Sam? What's the deal with Sam? What's the deal with Sam?